but on the current patch it is still very strong. And this Briar will have a lot of support from her team. Fioriana speeding her up, granting her shields. Rakan doing the same, providing some initiation on top of that, but Ornn on top as well. With a very good ultimate, either to just start the fight off or counter engage, depending on what the team needs. Alright, away we go into the game. Looking at runes, quite interesting that Hikes decides to go for Summon Airy. That would normally signify a very lane dominant approach. That is usually paired up with like Corrupting Potion and Scorch, so I'm not even sure if Hikes has all of these things. It does provide some guaranteed extra harass. Can, you know, be procced out of auto attacks, Foxfire, Orb Deception, basically anything. So it will be good in short trades, but it will not scale very well going into the game. Like 15-20 minutes in, it will just be outvalued by other runes, so it's something to think about. Both junglers going from top to bot this game. I'm sure Ares will try to punish some kind of over-aggression coming in from Cursed Tides. This is something that we've seen on multiple occasions, even something that we've seen yesterday. Giga Cringe Rat and Moist Swan can be caught out in the early stages of a game by well-placed ganks, so we'll see if AsstroSmurfs can do just that this game. When it comes to mid lane, Orianna should be pretty much okay in this matchup. It's level 6 is where things get dicey. This is where you really have to pay attention to how you manage the wave and, you know, the amount of health you're in, because once it gets to that point, it's very hard to escape any kind of gank if it comes in. As I say that, Wibbly will come in for the gank, and a Flash Charm from Hikes lands on Jaina Proudmoore's head. What a play from Cursed Tides. They didn't even need level 6 to make that one work. What a sequence. And it's Cursed Tides who strike first. Ares just taking a recall. Maybe he was looking at bot lane, maybe expecting Wibbly to come in, but Cursed Tides just won't bite. Look at what's happening top lane though. Yuna was really freaking close to securing that kill. Maybe one more Q would have done it. This just shows you the amount of pressure that Darius can do. Great knockup from Bekla. is going to deny the kill for Cursed Tides. Wibbly shows up with the Lantern bot lane, tries to get something done. But yeah, Zaya Rakan notoriously hard to take down. So far, so good for the AsstroSmurfs top lane. This is probably the matchup that I was most worried about for that team. Right now, it's just a very small CS gap between the two. Yuna hasn't really found anything. These waves just keep crashing into the orange turret. The lane's not really progressing in a major way. The hook attempt from Giga Cringe Rat misses. Small trade back. That's all it's gonna be, though. Yeah, don't expect much to happen between these two bot lanes without jungler interference. Look at what's happening on the Cursed Tide side. Ari and Vi making moves. Wibbly will just go for the dragon, however. Jaina Proudmoore trying to match a potential rotation from Cursed Tides, but that just didn't happen. Easy does it. That's a pretty early first dragon for Cursed Tides here. It wasn't met with any resistance. This is going to be the first important timer coming in soon. Wibbly will soon hit level 6, and that means Cease and Desist will be available. He can pretty much target any lane he wants. With the burst damage that he has, it should be fairly easy to secure a kill. Yuna once again going for a big trade. Mysterious Girl. Yeah, he has to save that Volcanic Fissure for running away, but he actually decides to trade back, and that is what dooms him. Yuna gets the first kill in the top lane for himself. This felt like it was inevitable. Yuna was already getting really big trades and just couldn't capitalize on it fully, but now, finally, now that he has level 6, he had more than enough damage to secure his solo kill. Cursed Tides now with 2 kills on the board. Still waiting for Ares to make his first move on the map. Certain death is available, and that means if he's positioned at, you know, if he's positioned in the right spot, it is possible for him to just counter gank at a moment's notice, as if he was Nocturne. Or he can just choose to lane gank. Just ask his laner to provide some initial support. Maybe Rakan knockup comes in. Or maybe just Ornn ults on the other side. That just makes a Hemolith easier to land. But now Wibbly, we see him top lane. He has his red buff. Ornn very nicely uses his E to try and negate some CC, but the red buff is still ticking, and that means a flashless Ornn cannot move. He has no boots. One of the lowest base movement speeds in the game. He was toast. And Cursed Tides snowballing this top lane matchup even further. Could prove to be very dangerous for this AsstroSmurfs team if Yuna is this far ahead. Even if they have tools to keep him out a little bit. Yeah, at this point, I feel like it's quite concerning that we haven't seen any activity whatsoever from AsstroSmurfs. It's nice that the Briar is getting farm, and she will probably hit Stridebreaker at a similar time period as the Vi, but the lanes are slowly bleeding out as Ornn is bleeding out because of a Darius passive. Actually forced out to use his Call of the Forge God just to get away. Yuna will be perfectly happy with that trade. First Tides will be the ones to finish their mythics first. Everfrost comes in for hikes. Bit of a change of pace compared to yesterday. And the Stridebreaker for Darius. Nothing's really happening on the bot side of the map. Cursed Tides are just scaling it up. Kaisa will most likely just hit 2 items uninterrupted. The dragon comes in for free. Yuna once again looking for that solo kill. Uses his ultimate at 4 stacks. That was just barely enough health for Mysterious Girl to walk away. Yeah, right now I would like to see some action. It feels like AsstroSmurfs are a little bit too concerned with what can happen if, you know, First Tides maybe counter gank or something along those lines. I've heard Certain Death come out, actually. That was Ares trying to catch Darius on some kind of overextension, but that just missed completely. So are we going back to farming here? Yuna pops his ghost. He was hidden in that brush the whole time. He was going for another kill. But Mysterious Girl snuffs it out just in the nick of time. Good knockup from Back Club, but no follow-up yet in terms of damage. Now they go for a 2v2. There's another fight happening in the bottom side of the map. Finally, kills for AsstroSmurfs come in. Very good shockwave from Jaina Proudmoore. They will get 2, perhaps? Not quite. It's a 1-for-1 for now, but Sapana finally gets another kill for the team. And a fight the Cursed Tides agreed to after the initial engage that failed for AsstroSmurfs. They decide, you know what, let's go for it, but it didn't pay off for them. And AsstroSmurfs finally on the board, but it's more about just punishing the enemy mistakes rather than creating something big. Moist Swan seems to really like this Umbral Glaive Duskblade into AP combo. Feels like on the world stage we see a lot more of just Stormrazor into Guinsoo's, and maybe sometimes we see Kraken Slayer into Navori. Not as much of the build that used to just dominate the pro scene for patches on end, which was Shiv into Nashers into AP item. We don't really see that anymore. As we all know, Kaisa, very flexible champion, can pretty much build whatever she wants. Yuna wants to go for more, but here comes the Briar with certain death. Yuna, however, he's still quite tanky. He can survive for a long period of time, but it's AsstroSmurfs that get the first kill, and a shutdown going on to Briar is very good news for a team. Now they will go for the Herald. Wibbly still has his cease and desist available. Do Cursed Tides want to go for this fight? The answer is no. Instead, they will just push out mid and move towards the other side of the map to maybe attempt some kind of cross map. Zaya's moving towards her lane. And maybe Cursed Tides will be able to ambush the AsstroSmurfs AD carry as he's walking up, but right now it doesn't look like it. Okay. Perhaps abusing some gaps in vision. For now, unsuccessful for Cursed Tides. I think regardless, I think Cursed Tides should be quite happy with how the game is progressing, despite those small setbacks that they're suffering right now. Moist Swan is still doing his thing. Wibbly actually coming in, but there's not a lot of damage right now. Moist Swan is still walking up. Now he uses his ultimate. Sapana will fall. Ghost and Feather... Ghost and Feathers fly. Or Vizaya. But that was not enough. Cursed Tides once again coming in with some proactive moves right before the dragon spawns as well. 15 seconds until that happens. Will this be another dragon for the team? But it does feel like AsstroSmurfs are moving into the objective with a little bit more intensity. Ahri hikes on the Ahri, will use his teleport. So he will be present here. Moist Swan still pushing out bot lane, while AsstroSmurfs already moving into the river. Does Cursed Tides want to go for this fight? Is the question. Maybe they just want to let this one go. Certain Death actually lands on top of Wibbly, and this is Ares very much overextended. Now AsstroSmurfs trying to back him up. They will get the kill onto Fresh. And that is very well done. I was a bit afraid there that the jungler of AsstroSmurfs would just get left behind, but they all answer the call. And now Cursed Tides in a very precarious spot. Orianna can just zone off multiple members here, but now Yuna, he's walking in. He has Ghost. A little bit of panic setting in for AsstroSmurfs. They don't want to get caught out. They apprehend. Jaina Proudmoore flashing in with a shockwave, but it doesn't really land the way they would want it to. It is, however, kill number 1, kill number 2, and 3. It looked like it was a bit of a fumble, but actually it is Cursed Tides that just didn't have the minerals to stand up to AsstroSmurfs here. And it is a big teamfight win, plus the objective, maybe even more, now that the Herald is spawned mid. Turret number 1 will fall for sure. We'll see how much damage can they do to the next tower here. It's only Ahri defending for now. No ultimate available. But they will just leave it be. They will choose to just take early recalls to make sure that they can get out of the map nice and quick, safely, with items purchased. I was a little bit critical of how, you know, lethargic AsstroSmurfs seem to be in these first 10 minutes of the game, but now, you know, it is working out for them. Briar is hitting those item spikes very fast right now. Still just consuming camp after camp. Almost hitting that 2 item spike, but it would be very beneficial for the champion. It will be a 2v2 here, though, in the top lane. Wibbly going straight on to Jaina Proudmoore. The Ares follow-up comes in a little bit late, but they will isolate Yuna. He tries to get away. Decimate heals some damage in. Gets Minoxie and Guillotine out. He's still going. Mysterious Girl gets the first kill in this skirmish. Wibbly Deem follows that up. It's a 1-for-1 right now, but Jaina Proudmoore on the backside of his fight. Still available to get more damage, but he gets a little bit too close to the Ahri. And that is a 2-for-2 for now. Maybe a 4-for-2 at the end of the day. As AsstroSmurfs, they respond very quickly. And it's even Giga Cringe Rat that will fall as well. Cursed Tides constantly punished right now for trying to make things happen. They tried to go for this dive, but the response from AsstroSmurfs was instant. Now, there are still avenues for Cursed Tides to win fights, but as we move later and later into the game, they will find that it's going to be harder as the game goes on. Kaisa not really going for a build that will, you know, scale as hard as you like. It's more of an early spike build. Past this point doesn't get much better, but now Moist Swan and Giga Cringe Rat much too overextended in the mid lane, and that forces out both flashes. Mysterious Girl coming in with the roam and getting a lot of value from that Call of the Forge God just now. And those 2 flashes being down could be very crucial at the next objective fight. Cursed Tides still sticking together, looking for picks. And they go on to Zapata. The cease and desist comes out. We have, you know, we're experiencing a freeze. Hopefully it gets better in a few seconds. We'll see if Zapata presses R in time. It's a bit of a cliffhanger. Freeze frame. Yes, he presses it just in time, but hook doesn't land. Good reflexes from Zapata. Disaster averted. That could have been an important shutdown on one of the members. Look at how fed Ares is on this pick. More farmed than the top laner or the ADC. I assume going for Sterak's Gauge after his Black Cleaver. Very much focusing on survivability as he jumps in and, you know, becomes the first line of attack with his certain depth. You need to make sure that you survive the initial burst from Cursed Tides, and then the rest of your team can do the work. I feel like this is smart itemization. But we can talk about that a little bit more later, as the dragon is coming up. Has spawned for AsstroSmurfs. They will just take it without any resistance from Cursed Tides, but that is because Cursed Tides are moving straight onto the Baron, and they will try to burst it down really fast. And it looks like they might just be able to do it. Certain death comes out from Ares. Can they dodge it? No, they can't. Ares will jump in. And now it's on Now it's about AsstroSmurfs. Can they follow this up? The Fresh dies first, so does Wibbly. It's just a slaughter from AsstroSmurfs. They will not let this one slide. A flimsy Baron attempt from Cursed Tides will be denied completely. And this has to be AsstroSmurfs being in a prime position to win this first game. It's a legendary kill streak for Ares on this Briar. Feels like a very similar pick in terms of just playstyle for Ares. The Nocturne is not present this game, but it feels like Briar fulfills a very similar role for his team. Having two picks like that inside of a draft, this makes it that much harder for Cursed Tides to respond. Wibbly, decent assist is not going to come out. Featherstorm will dodge the hook, but Cursed Tides, they feel determined to keep it going, but look at the double TP instantly! Pressed by both members of AsstroSmurfs, both solo laners, as I recall at the exact same time. That was a bat signal. Holy smokes, that has to be the end of the game. AsstroSmurfs, they still have the Baron buff running. The minion wave is here. They will just burst down these turrets. Ares tries to go for more. The Sterak's Gauge will actually protect him. 9-0-3 on this pick. He has absolutely been the primary carry for his team this game. And AsstroSmurfs will take game 1 in just under 26 minutes. The Wukong is the answer. So that's another AD jungler that maybe slipped under the radar a little bit in UNL, and now it's come back. Wukong Vex seems like that's another combo that could be very successful when it comes to just starting team fights off. And we are underway for game 2 of this series. AsstroSmurfs had a very convincing game 1. Let's see if they can repeat that, or maybe Cursed Tides can fight back, mount some kind of resistance, and take us to game 3 in this winner's final. Judging by early movements, Cursed Tides don't look to be... Sorry, AsstroSmurfs don't look to be doing anything special. No aggressive forays into the enemy jungle, whereas Cursed Tides, maybe they were expecting some kind of invade to happen. They're all positioned defensively, trying to snuff out something and surprise AsstroSmurfs as they walk in, but obviously none of that is happening. No one is really walking in. No deep vision secured either. All we really have is that ward and the pixel brush down in the river. And the same ward has been placed by Cursed Tides, so pretty much the same amount of information that is being secured by both teams here. Actually, okay, we're seeing jungler start on opposite sides of the map. From the same quadrant. So Wibbly will be moving towards top, and Ares will be moving towards bot lane instead. AsstroSmurfs will be looking to punish Moist Swan and Giga Cringerat a little bit, as they have picked a bot lane that doesn't really want to interact and just farm up. Good level 2 advantage secured by Yuna there. Pretty good trade. Gets the level 2 push. Sorry, the second wave push. Perhaps was a little bit concerned about some kind of early gank occurring. He's pushing the wave still. I mean, now he wants to secure level 3, but it's going to be Mysterious Girls who secured it first. So not a lot of threat here. Ornn buffers through that stun, but still takes a lot of damage in the process. Nice hook by Bekla. Whoop. Okay, will not be the root. But still, it is damage onto Soraka, and damage onto Soraka is more likely to stick. Good W usage through that Ruthless Predator. Mysterious Girl actually trading back nicely onto Renekton. It is a matchup where Renekton will have the upper hand in the early game, but it is a matchup that Ornn can stabilize and eventually outscale. So it's up to Yuna and how hard he can push it. The jungler also has his back here on his first clear, so he can be pretty much as aggressive as he wants to be. But now he's going to take that recall. Should be enough for pickaxe. Oh, but instead it's just going to be Crystal and Longsword. I was convinced that pickaxe would, you know, have enough gold for pickaxe there, but I guess not. Not much else happening elsewhere for now. Hikes and Jaina Proudmoore just enjoying some quiet CSing in the mid lane. But it's Vex that has the push. And it will probably stay that way. Obviously, once we hit level 6, there is a lot more gank setup to be had for Cursed Tides if the jungler decides to go mid lane. But it's going to be hard to surprise Jaina Proudmoore if Vex holds on. If Vex holds on to the fear, it's basically a lot harder for any gank to occur. Could soon be an awkward spot for Moist Swan and Giga Cringe Rat here, as the wave is pushing into the red team's tower. So they will want to crash this at some point. Yeah, AsstroSmurfs play it smart. They're just thinning out the wave, not pushing it back into Cursed Tides, but just thinning it out a little bit. They will have the jungler close by, but here comes Wibbly though. And he'll be there to assist in case something goes wrong. He decides to just go for a pillar himself. Nice silence by Giga Cringe Rat. Zapata gets caught by that. Obviously cannot flash from the situation. And that is first blood. Zapata had to, you know, he just had to use that flash before his silence hit. That was the only option he had, but he waited too long. And that just results in a kill for the Cursed Tides jungler. Yuna quickly securing a CS lead in this matchup, which is not surprising. But Mysterious Girl already has Bramble Vest, which is, if you're a tank of any kind, it's a very crucial item in this matchup. But now we have a 1v1 coming up. He's going to proc the Brittle plus Grasp, but doesn't want to fight into a Renekton with full fury. That could have ended badly. Mysterious Girl is going to just be happy with holding off a Renekton, not giving up a kill. Now he has the teleport. He's holding his cannon minion for a long time, but yeah, now he will probably just look to TP back to lane. Spend whatever gold he has in return. Neither team looking for a dragon just yet, but that might change very soon. As the bot lanes get stronger, naturally the dragon will just fall faster, so should just be a matter of time. Vision control bot side definitely on the side of AsstroSmurfs for now. They have controls on both sides of the river. Cursed Tides want to make a play bot again, but Wibbly will get spotted, so nothing should happen out of it. Jaina Proudmoore hiding in fog. They will look to a play onto Wibbly. He's in big trouble here. Has flash but cannot run away from his situation. He's going to pop his ultimate. He fails the flash over the wall. And that will just be a kill for Ares. Nice hook by Bekla. AsstroSmurfs continue to chase. Feather Storm for more damage, and Moist Swan gets bursted down where he stands. Requiem comes out, but it won't kill anyone. It will just be another kill for AsstroSmurfs. They get free in that skirmish. Cursed Tides just straight up overplay, and that just turns out to be a big AsstroSmurfs victory, and it's going to be another one here for Mysterious Girl as he solo kills the Renekton, who's trying to get the plates. Orange just says, "Not on my watch," and bobs him on the head twice. Yeah, you can never underestimate Orange's damage. The champion packs a punch, even though he's a scaling tank. Yeah, we'll see what happens next now. Obviously, very important sequence for AsstroSmurfs. This got the jungler ahead, this got the mid laner ahead. The top laner also in a better spot, looking to buy Sunfire next. Cursed Tides, even though we have this Karthus pick, I think the rest of the map will just naturally fall victim to the superior scaling on the other side, it has to be said. I think Xayah presents a big problem, and so does the Ornn upgrades that will come in. And they will just make AsstroSmurfs hit even harder. Will AsstroSmurfs push a little bit more aggressively for those plays? Looks like for now they're just content with clearing waves back and forth. Wibbly once again looking for something. Great pillar into the silence. Bekla with no flash just has to accept that he's dead. Wanted to go for some vision, but the Cursed Tides timing on the gank was really good. And with the Herald that they took earlier into this game, they will just take multiple plates out of his tower. Could be a big boon for the Karthus, but look at the double TP behind them! They just get absolutely rocked by the AsstroSmurfs engage. They go for this play without respecting the unleashed teleports on the other side when both were ready to go. And AsstroSmurfs just win another fight decisively. And now Hikes may be in a little bit of trouble, but dodges the abilities well. It's even better news for AsstroSmurfs here that Xayah secures 2 out of 3 kills in that. When Xayah gets approximately 2 items or so, that's, you know, I think that's more than enough here to become a serious threat. Plates are about to fall. Yuna has managed to take about 3. He has a CS lead as well, but what good is this lead when AsstroSmurfs have managed to build up a better one on the other side of the map? And it is a Xayah too, just, you know, notoriously such an annoying ADC to get on top of for a melee champion. So good at kiting back. Can go untargetable as well, so like you essentially have to bait out her ultimate or surprise her before she gets to do it. Now, maybe Cursed Tides will be able to get a pick here, but Jaina Proudmoore from downtown with the Shadow Surge secures another kill onto the Karthus. Requiem will come out, but it does nothing to help the situation. Jaina Proudmoore gets another on top of that. Nice flash to get the root, but Sapana may be overplaying a little bit, but it shouldn't matter when Ares is here to help out. Honestly, Yuna almost turning it around for his team. Jaina Proudmoore going in with a flash. But the damage, all the damage combined from the Bruisers was enough for Cursed Tides to make this fight a little bit less painful. And they do have more bodies on the map right now. They can focus on this dragon. So the retaliation from Cursed Tides, the fact that they, you know, they brought in the teleport from Yuna, that was more than worth it. And we're back to a somewhat even gold state. Yuna's teleport, Yuna's recall back to the fountain got interrupted, but even then, Mysterious Gold would have taken that turret anyway, so... yeah, that puts us back to a somewhat even gold state. But you still have to account for the fact that Xayah is ahead of the curve and Ornn is doing more than fine. Oh, Jaina Proudmoore just goes for a play 1v2. Moist Swan was just being very careless in the mid lane. Took too much damage from the Vex while just farming minions. They were not even looking for anything of note. And the Karthus still dies. Those deaths definitely add up. I mean, they make the mid laner stronger, but they also allow AsstroSmurfs to just act with a lot more bravery, let's say, on the map. Because now they're moving 3 members onto Rift Herald. Xayah is still bot lane. Karthus and Soraka are back on the scene. But Renekton and Trundle still walking out of base, so Cursed Tides will not look for a fight here. It would be extremely unwise. And they will just concede the objective. Now let's see where they will look to drop this one. Now, I believe that if AsstroSmurfs want to commit to this tier 1 mid, yeah, they will have to pull out the big guns. They will have to probably expend more than one ultimate, secure the dive, and yeah, even then, it's like, you have to know where the enemy team is located before you commit to a play like that, because you might just, you know, put yourself in a dead end. And if a counter engage comes out in a situation like that, then you're just gonna lose a lot from making that play. So AsstroSmurfs, even though they are stronger, yeah, if there are no neutral objectives on the map, you have to play with whatever information you manage to secure for yourself. And right now, they don't really have much. So I guess we will just be content with farming it out for now. Now, that is not necessarily a bad thing, but when you think about the state of the game right now, it feels like AsstroSmurfs could be doing a little bit more to make this game feel faster than it is. I guess just playing around with dragons the old-fashioned way is the name of the game. Will Yuna be able to hit the Black Cleaver Power Spike on his next base before this dragon comes up? Maybe, if he catches this next wave. Oh, but 15 seconds before the dragon, however, and it's AsstroSmurfs who secure the mid push, and they spawn the Herald in the mid lane. Cursed Tides instead will just look to attack the Ornn, but look at how tanky he is. It will take centuries for this Ornn to fall before Cursed Tides can do anything here. Ornn just clears out the wave, and you have, like, you have taken your top laner and jungler towards top. You try to dive him in a 2v1, but Ornn just says, Ornn just says, "Who are you? I don't know you. I don't know you like that." He just clears the wave, and he just walks away. They barely scratched his HP bar, and, like, when you commit to a cross map like this, if you are Cursed Tides, you want to make it valuable in some way, but they just couldn't do it. Lane assignment's still pretty much the same for AsstroSmurfs. This bot lane tower not really going down for now. It would probably take some kind of overload play from AsstroSmurfs to make that happen. Now it's Yuna forcing out Beckless TP, but it's also Pyke's just teleporting towards mid, but that leaves a lot of free time for Jaina Proudmoore to push, and maybe... Okay, he cannot take the tower down in time, but he's forcing Cursed Tides to respond. And that means AsstroSmurfs can get some vision control back. Cursed Tides just kind of walking from place to place right now. Trying not to hemorrhage any more towers. They will send Renekton against with X this time. But Renekton does not really have any magic resist to speak of. Might have the health items, but as it stands, Vex is, you know, shredding what little magic resist he has, and she has the levels to back it up, so. In a 1v1, it will be tough for Renekton to crack that Vex if she holds on to the fear. But Trundle wants to play towards that, but so far, yeah, they haven't managed to surprise AsstroSmurfs in any way. Now it's Mysterious Girl back in the bot lane. It's Jaina Proudmoore moving towards top. The Baron Nashor's already spawned. Renekton has the 2 items, but yeah, he just cannot make a dent on the Ornn's health bar. And he has more than enough wave clear, so it's not even like Renekton can proc demolish on the turret. This is just going to be a stalemate. Unless Cursed Tides can make something happen elsewhere. Okay, once again, preliminary movements from AsstroSmurfs. They go into the river. They get the pinks down. Cursed Tides. Way behind schedule on the prep for this dragon. Now they are walking into their own jungle. Renekton and Trundle took the recalls. Yeah, at this point, I don't know if this is a river that they can even approach. Actually, it's just going to be AsstroSmurfs that take the fight to them. They secure the first kill of the fight. The hook lands onto Moist Swan at first. The stopwatch is useless. Oh, actually, nope, never mind. He still dies. Curse of a Forge God on the other side of the fight. Requiem into some more damage. Maybe they can get at least 1 kill back. Hikes is going in. 2 Spirit Rushes expended, but it's not going to matter. It's still AsstroSmurfs getting all the kills in the fight. They will actually just get the clean ace. Cursed Tides, they wanted to fight. They wanted to stop AsstroSmurfs from getting this dragon, but AsstroSmurfs, they were like, yeah, we're just going to take the fight ourselves. They have the tools to start fights like this. And Vex not really as scared to go in on an individual target when there's not that much CC to lock her down. But as long as the follow-up comes swiftly from the other members of AsstroSmurfs, it's still going to be a good fight. That's exactly what it was. We're at 15 now on the scoreboard in terms of kills. AsstroSmurfs well ahead in the gold department as well. And like I said before, I do believe they are the team with better scaling. It's quite comfortably the better scaling team, so Cursed Tides already facing a lot of pressure. Facing elimination from Season 9 playoffs. This is their last chance to make something out of this game. The way I see it, they don't really have many tools to make things happen. Now Renekton onto the Vex. There's a little bit of a mismatch in lane. Renekton can actually burst down the Vex, but AsstroSmurfs, they are there to back up the homie just in time, and Jaina Proudmoore walks out even without burning the flash. So Cursed Tides, they are trying to be active, but well, they did take the tower, so it is a start. But now Yuna, he's being completely burst down by 4 members. But okay, there's a cross map. There is a response by Cursed Tides. They are playing the map. They want to go for more. Jaina Proudmoore going in, but there's no one on AsstroSmurfs that can follow up on this play. The tower will go down anyway. Requiem will secure the kill. Well, let's see what happens next. AsstroSmurfs on the case. Moist Swan will most likely just fall to the AsstroSmurfs jungler. One of those champions will secure the kill eventually. It's going to be Ares at the end of the day, who gets the kill credit. Not a bad series of plays from Cursed Tides, all things considered. They made AsstroSmurfs move around the map to try to respond to whatever they were doing. That also thinned out the gold lead a little bit. The most important detail is here, I think, that Renekton has Sterak's Gauge. That's a big power spike for a top lane bruiser. But yeah, how much damage does Cursed Tides have? Aside from that Renekton. Ares is actually itemizing towards a Maw of Malmortius, and Xayah is going to build it as well. Plus she has a stopwatch, so like, I look at these items from AsstroSmurfs and feels like their victory just is looming over Cursed Tides' heads, and there's not a lot that they will be able to do about it if the game goes on long enough. I feel like this has to be the final shot at wresting control here. This time they do have priority over the river, but Yuna is going to be in a lot of trouble as Ares and Jaina Proudmoore will commit to trying to burst him down. But Sterak's pops right there. Bekla goes down. This is a pretty good play from Cursed Tides. How far are they willing to go? Yuna actually goes for a flash stun, but he just goes down. Cursed Tides go too far on the play. They might just pay the price as Xayah is here to deal some damage. Requiem will get denied by Sapana. He presses the stopwatch just at the right time. So it is a 2-for-1. It is a 2-for-1 for AsstroSmurfs, actually. What looked like a very good pick for Cursed Tides at first just turned into a fight that was favorable for AsstroSmurfs. As blue team went one step too far to try and secure more picks. And that will be Cloud Soul for AsstroSmurfs. That should be pretty useful when it comes to just catching up to the blue team as they try to disengage. Obviously doesn't bring the combat stats you would usually want from a Dragon Soul, but I think in a context like this, it's not a bad Dragon Soul to have. Once again, AsstroSmurfs well in position. They have Mysterious Girl, mashing for Renekton, TP up and available. Yuna has his teleport as well. So it is a 4v4 situation. Yuna goes for his Gromp. But he's just going to take a lot of damage while he's doing it. And if he decides to teleport, as AsstroSmurfs are doing this Baron, that's just going to make his TP less effective. But instead, AsstroSmurfs will just take this Baron without any kind of response from Cursed Tides. Now it's AsstroSmurfs with the engage. Cyclone onto the backline, but not a lot of follow-up from Red Team here. Health bar's going down. It's Yuna going to be taking the first kill credit of the fight. But look at Sapana in the backline, however. And Jada Proudmoore as well. The burst damage was crazy, as all of Cursed Tides just grouped up in that one little point near the river that allowed AsstroSmurfs to lay down all the damage in the world. And with Baron buff enabled, all members down, this will be the series going the way of AsstroSmurfs. A 2-0 victory. Everything going exactly according to plan here. They can be very happy with what they've shown. And that gives them a ticket to the Grand Finals of UNL Season 9. They will meet Playback in the best of 5 to decide it all next week.